the Ultimate Fat Burning Strategy 2.0. This is a program I'm particularly proud of because it's put so much work, so many people have gone through it with incredible results. Now, what I would suggest is to devote yourself to this eating plan for 4 weeks. And it's built in a way where you don't have to be perfect. But here's the outcome. The outcome is to release and incinerate body fat, to reveal your all-time best while enjoying the challenge set before you. The outcome is self-mastery. So you don't want to just go through this and suffer, because there's a law, it's called Hebb's rule actually in neuroscience. What fires together wires together. And the big mistake most people make when they want to change their lifestyle and make a lean, strong, energized, athletic body with high energy and vitality like possible, like make it a side effect. What we got to do is we got to train the brain with the body. So mind and body. Remember, we don't exercise, we train. Training is a sacred act. It's a spiritual process where we intentionally and intelligently challenge the mind and body to call forth your highest and best self, that lion or lioness, your soul, your spirit, your ultimate potential. That is what we do here. So I'm mentioning it because what you think about while you train will be linked up. What you think about while you're eating will be linked up. So back in the day, I used to not want to eat vegetables. But I changed this. And really what it was, what I noticed when I was eating vegetables, I was like, oh, I can't stand vegetables. Oh, this tastes terrible. And that got linked up. Then as I learned more, like let's talk about broccoli or a cruciferous vegetable, I'm like, wow, the research on this talks about sulforaphane and myrosinase and how it reduces your risk of 8 different types of cancer, even clears benzene chemicals from your lungs. And I just start telling this whole story because I'm well versed in these sort of things. But I started while I was eating the food thinking about all the benefits of it. And so flavor wasn't a real big deal to me anymore because it was about function, about performance. Food became fuel, food became medicine to me. But it wasn't always that way. I trained it. And you can do the same. So as you go through the Ultimate Fat Burning Strategy, I want you to understand this and put it into action. Because anyone can just hammer it out for a few weeks. Willpower is real, but it doesn't last. We need to change the belief. We need to link up pleasure and performance and all the things you want. So whatever your North Star is, we want to link that up. Step into it every time you train. Before each meal, take 3 deep Buddha belly breaths. Return to your center. That improves your digestion and absorption. You get more out of every bite. But then think about like every bite is creating the body that I deserve. Every bite is moving me forward, is energizing and rebuilding my body. Like thinking, what you're eating is literally becoming the new cells in your body. Like start to link that up because food becomes something different. It's not a way to soothe your emotions or your stress. It becomes a medicine. It becomes fuel. It becomes magic in some ways, depending on how you link it up. So when you do the Ultimate Fat Burning Strategy in your training, start to step into that lion or lioness. Start to step into every rep is moving me closer to who I'm becoming. And you start to tell this story and link it up. So I'll give you a really good example. When I used to stand there and train people, there were some clients that hated it. They would say, oh, I hate you. Oh, this sucks. How many more? And those people always failed. I wish I would have known this earlier on. I would have helped more people. But they linked up pain with the act of training, the very thing that will allow them to master their mind, their body, and their life. Training is a spiritual practice when done the way we do it here. All right, so the Ultimate Fat Burning Strategy has a higher purpose. It's not only to transform your body and self-mastery, it's to master your thoughts, feelings, words, and deeds, to deliberately create your body and life on your terms. Self-mastery is the gateway to living greatly. Now, what is the strategy? You've probably heard me say this before, but there are 2 things you need to create anything in life. on the simplest level, the first thing is an effective plan. This is an effective plan. However, this is a short-term protocol. You can do this for a week or you can do it up to 12 weeks. I'm recommending that you do it for 4 consecutive weeks. Give it your best. Do your best to enjoy it and train your mind with the body. It will work 100% of the time when you put it into action. I can promise you that. There is a science of transformation. There's a science that the body lives by. It's a map, it's a blueprint, and that's what you have here. So when you go through this, you're going to train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday with resistance or strength training. It's the same thing. On those days, we want more fuel so you can challenge your body. So in these days, our intention is to enhance your metabolism and to protect or even add some lean muscle mass. Muscle is the physical location of the body where fat is burned and where energy is made. So everyone's goal when you do a program, my goal for everyone is I want them to be healthy. I want them to have vitality. I want them to perform. I want them to be, feel, and give their best. That means we need to protect muscle and we release excess fat. So it's never to lose weight. Lose weight means you could lose muscle, water, fat, anything. You could lose your leg, right? So we want to be specific. The goal is to protect or add lean muscle and to lose body fat. And that's what this protocol will do. And so our intent is muscle and metabolism Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then on the cardiovascular conditioning days, which are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, this is fat burning. And I say cleanse here, but what I really mean by that is whenever you are eating less food, that's what's happening on this day, you go into fat stores. And stored fat is where we store many of the toxins that accumulate in our body. And so that's what I mean by cleanse. Okay? And so the difference in these days is we're eating fuel meals, and you'll see it in the PDF. Fuel meals are protein, carbs, and vegetables. That's what a fuel meal is. And so it's easier to follow for most people. Now on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we're eating primarily fire meals, which is vegetables, protein, and a little bit of plant-based fat usually. But we also built in 3 free meals. Now what's a free meal? Well, a free meal is anything that fits on a plate, and you want to eat mindfully, not distracted. So you don't want to be watching TV while you're eating because you're going to tend to overeat and feel less satisfied. But you're going to eat mindfully until you're 80% full. So you're not shoveling in and doing a bunch of other things, scrolling on your phone. No, you're present. You take those breaths before you eat, come back to your center, so you're in tune and your body can naturally regulate your appetite. Now, the other part is, with the ultimate fat burning strategy, is we use the hand as a portioning tool because the amount of food you eat is incredibly important. And so, like a serving of protein is the size of the palm of your hand. For most of you, you're going to have 3 palms of protein. So if you're feeling hungrier, add more protein or add more vegetables, okay? Just keep that in mind. Keep the other things, the fats and high octane carbs, the same throughout, and that will serve you well. But you shouldn't be starving on it. But here's what's going to happen, because we are doing a form of fasting. What you want to experience here is to be in tune with your body so you can identify real physiological hunger versus stress hunger or emotional hunger. If the only benefit you got from doing this over the next month was that, it would change your life. Why? Because you're starting to align your body in a way where you can understand what it actually needs. So if you know it's emotional, you can do some deep breaths, you could do some movement. There's a lot of ways to deal with emotional stuff. But what we don't want to do is eat, because that's a void that we can fill up again and again and again. And so we want to process the emotions and we want to get to the root of it. So understanding the difference between physiological hunger and psychological hunger or emotional hunger, okay? So everything's in the PDF. I just wanted to point some of these things out so that you understand that this thing works. It has been battle tested in the real world. I do it 3 to 4 times a year based off of what my goals are at the time or what's going on. But the biggest thing that helped me on this was I used to be a type of person that would get hangry, and then the people close to me were like, oh, you need to eat. And a big part of self-mastery is this statement: all I need is within me now. I have been blessed, you have been blessed, we have all been blessed with everything we need. An able mind, an able body, and the opportunity to be here, the spark of life. And so when something affects me that's outside of me, I can improve that. So if I need to eat in order to treat people in a loving, kind way, then that's not the food, that's me. I'm allowing food to affect me in that way. And so I decided to retrain it. Everything is changeable. And so what that means is what I did was I started to fast. I didn't tell anybody around me. I didn't make it a big deal. I just started eating one day a week. I started to fast. And so on Sundays, I'm going to invite you to do a fast day. Now, will you burn fat from this? Yes, of course, but that's not the intent. The intent is to not suffer on this day and start to identify what's physiological hunger and what's psychological hunger. So on the fast day, we're going to build up to a 24-hour fast, so you don't just jump into it. Now, the purpose of the fast is for mental conditioning, self-mastery, longevity, and also accelerated fat burning. During the first 2 weeks, you will have 2 meals a day. Your first meal will be a fire meal, and your second meal will be a free meal, which is anything you want, but you eat to your 80% full, so it's going to fit on a normal plate. Now, the free meal is obviously optional. You could eat a fire or fuel meal that day, but it doesn't really matter that much. But if you're up for during weeks 3 and 4, you can make this a 24-hour fast where you have 1 meal on Sunday, and there will be 24 hours between your final meal on Saturday and your first meal on Sunday. That may not seem like a big deal, but if you're the type of person that food really affects how you feel, going through this and not suffering and commanding your state of being is life-changing, because you realize all I need is within me now. And so I'm excited for you to give this a go. I'm going to ask you not to be perfect, because that's not even a real thing, but I want you to give your best. One thing that's really going to help you is to plan your eating. Have your food ready each day. What happens? What's the big mistake we often make? Well, we don't know what we're going to eat until we're ravenous, and then we're going to tend to not make really good decisions. So there's meal delivery companies. I would recommend, learning to prepare some dishes. Like, there's incredible videos on YouTube now where you can learn from incredible chefs. Like, I learned how to make eggs and cook a chicken breast, like, remarkably well, like restaurant quality, without anything extra though. And it's all right there. And it's a skill set. And anyone can develop it through practice. And so food is one of those things that affects our lives dramatically. And sometimes food becomes a religion, and then we don't, or not able to utilize it in its most powerful way. Food is fuel, and food is medicine. Food is whatever we make it to be. But on this protocol, you are going to learn what food really is, as long as you command your state of being. And so, again, this should be fun for you, but not easy. It's simple, but not easy. And that is why it's so valuable. If you have any questions on this, be sure to read through the whole PDF. Everything is in there. And celebrate this. Have a good time with it. You'll be surprised what happens. You got this. You tap into the real you. But you have to retrain yourself. The way you retrain yourself is you wake your ass up in the morning and you say,
I am here for a reason and a purpose. And it's bigger than my moods. It's bigger than the difficulties of the day. I am here to live like a lion, not the fear of a lamb.